Hey there, Diana here today. Welcome to the studio. I'm going to be making some cards today. I'm using the Altenew scrapbook kit that I showed in another video. I'll link it up there in the cards. And I'm using a die cut that's about the same size as a card front would be, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 or thereabouts, just to compose a little bit. So I love doing this. You should try this with your papers, and it makes it a lot easier to cut them up that way. I'm deciding here where to crop. I came up with two compositions that I liked and went ahead and die cut them. And I do love this detail of the stitched stitching on the outside edge. And you can even add a little bit of color to that if you'd like. I'm going to keep these as simple, pretty simple. And I have the Concord and Ninth Beautiful Words set. And what I do with these word sets is I go ahead and print everything, make a print of everything and cut them out, and so that I can compose on the card, and that really makes it easier for me. So I went ahead and did that, and I stamped them out on, this is some of the painted paper, and I will link that video. But you don't need to use stamped paper. You can use any kind of paper that you want or stamp directly onto the card. But I thought this would just add a little bit of more interest. And by the way, this is the stamp Perfect. And it works very well. I don't know if I've mentioned that in other videos. But I'm going to go ahead and trim these out and add them to the cards. I'm cutting these pretty close, and another thing is since this is pretty heavy watercolor paper, I wound up using VersaFine. I find that stuff really seems to stamp on anything, and that's also why I used the stamp Perfect tool, although you could use a stamp positioner, but that way I could stamp it, several times. And I still don't think the Beautiful isn't super solid, but I really actually think it looks kind of nice like this. So it has a kind of a rustic feel to it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting these. I've trimmed out the paper. I think I'll probably put some marker around the edges here, or ink or something, just to hide that white edge. But I do like that, and it's amazing. This bit of painted paper right here is like perfect match. We're just off. It's the same tone, so then that brings this color here, and then the pink here gives me license to put that extra color on. And I've trimmed another piece of painted paper here. And again, you can use whatever papers you want, but if you are more of a mixed media person, then it's fun to add different things to these cards. Moving a little quicker here, so as not to take forever, I'm just inking the sides of those sentiment strips with I think that's old paper, but you can use any light color for that, or marker, just to keep it so that it quiets that white down, blends in better. And I have all of my pieces cut out, the silver strip that I wanted to put on the edge. I try very hard to keep my hands clean during this process. That is a strip of paper from Painted Papers again, and I'm just going to give that a trim. And I do like this Tombow glue. It's a convenient form, as far as I can tell, it's a convenient form of matte medium or just plain old white glue. It's just that tip is nice to use. I pulled out a heavy duty ATG type of glue. That's a really sticky glue for the sentiment strips. And I do use my T ruler sometimes. Mostly you can do it by eye, but there are times when my eye feels a little less confident than other times, so I use a T ruler and just trim off any excess from the back of the card. There you can see I got dirt on the back of the card too. I'm a slob. I'd cut up some silver painted paper as well, just with my big circle punch, and cut that in half. And now I'm just adding some sequins. I love the black and white elements in this paper, and I just decided to add a little bit of shimmer with the Wink of Stella pen, and that's a nice little brush pen too. And that's pretty much it for this card. I have all the links below, and you can see some more photos over at my blog. And of course, as usual, there will be a couple videos running on the screen that you can click through to, and my subscribe button. And I hope you'll give me thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and always love to hear your comments. See you soon.